Guys, welcome to my channel, The Golden Traveler. I'm Cindy, and today we're going to be talking about some secrets exposed by former cruise workers. Now, there may be a whole other side to cruise life that you've never seen. So let's take a look at some of these things former cruise members talk about. Number one, cruise gambling isn't what it seems. While it may seem like Vegas at sea, it is not. In fact, not even close. A cruise casino goes by maritime law, and cruise lines can legally adjust the odds whenever they want to, unlike a Vegas casino that has stricter regulations. Slot machines on cruise ships can be tightened remotely whenever they want to, especially after a big win or when the ship needs to increase its profits. So if you enjoy gambling, go for the fun of it. Don't go in there expecting to win big. Go in to have fun. Gamble responsibly. Don't blow all your money in a cruise ship. Odds are you're not going to win. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but just go to have fun. Number two, you are being profiled. Yes, you are being profiled, both digitally and personally. From the moment you book your cruise, it starts building a profile of you. Things like what you buy, where you dine, and how you interact with the crew are being recorded. I know that right now we're getting ready to go on a cruise in November, and already on the app they're asking me questions like, what do you like to do on the ship? Do you like to shop? Do you like to gamble? Do you like the dining? Do you like the entertainment? They're building a profile of me already so that when I get on the cruise, they kind of know what things they want to start selling you. Specialty dining, come to the casino, this and that. They're building a profile and getting to know you. Some guests are labeled as high spenders and get more VIP treatment, and others are labeled difficult passengers. So the more kindness you show to the crew and perhaps more tips will give you a better profile and you'll be treated well. So at times you may get an unexpected upgrade depending on how you have been profiled by the cruise line. So they are watching everything we do on the cruise ship. Complaints, kindness, tips, spending money, they're watching it all. Number three is the truth behind that fresh buffet. Now you may think that some cruise buffets look amazing and you think the food has been made daily by a gourmet chef, but here's the surprise. Former buffet cooks have said that as much as 60% of the food is pre-cooked, frozen, or vacuum sealed long before you ever board the ship. It's not laziness, it's just that the amount of people and the tight schedule they have doesn't allow for them to cook this food fresh on a daily basis for all these thousands of passengers. Those scrambled eggs that you think look pretty good are probably powdered. That fresh looking croissant could have been frozen and reheated hours before the sun came up. So most of this food is not prepared fresh. A lot of us already know that, but new cruisers may not. So what can you do about it? If you're wanting more fresh food, at the buffet, they do have certain stations where they cook the food on the spot, such as an omelet station where you can get eggs cooked there or an omelet made for you fresh on the spot. Or they have like a pasta station where they cook the pasta right there, or perhaps a stir-fry area. Areas like that, or going to the dining room, you can get your eggs cooked how you'd want them and get the food a little more fresh, or in specialty dining, normally that's cooked fresh right on the spot. But just note the buffet is not always going to be fresh. Number four is the lost and found. So what really happens when your items go missing? A lot of people on the Facebook groups that I belong to, and I know it's happened to us where my husband left a jacket on board. We never hear back again from the cruise ship. You don't hear anything. Well, you might think that they do a full investigation or they might preview videos, from the cameras on board to look for your items. But unless it's a very valuable item or something, important that happened, a serious, crime or something, they kind of sweep it under the rug. They might tell you, go back to your cabin and look again, or just file a report with your travel insurance to get the money back. But they're not going to go looking around for small items that are lost, so probably you're not going to get those back. I know we never got my husband's jacket back, and we know for a fact right where it was left in our embarkation station on the cruise ship, but we never got it back. So just make sure if you're taking in any expensive jewelry with you or you have important documents to keep those locked up in your safe, in your cabin at all times. It's really not safe to even wear expensive jewelry on a ship, and especially in ports. Nothing like designer bags or expensive jewelry, or maybe it's not even real, diamonds. It might be zirconic or, something like that. You don't want to do that because a thief in the ports, they don't know whether it's fake or real, knockoff or real, and they might go for robbing you. So just leave that stuff at home. You don't need to have expensive things with you. Keep your passport in your safe at all times on the cruise. I never take mine into port. I take a picture of it, and then I keep the actual passport in my cruise safe. And then you could also email a picture of it to you in case your phone gets lost or something. Then you could go look up your email somewhere and show a picture of your passport if needed. I've never needed to have my passport in a port at all. But in case of an emergency that would happen, maybe you got in an accident. Normally the cruise ship, they can get into your safe and get you that passport. So to be safe, I wouldn't take your passport into the port in case it gets lost or stolen. Number 5 is free perks that come with a catch. Now, cruise passengers love perks. Most first-time passengers don't realize that these perks or freebies are designed to sell. What seems like a kind gesture is often a part of a well-rehearsed marketing script, from offering free champagne at the art auction in hopes that you will purchase some of their art, or offering free charms to get you in that jewelry store and have you purchasing more charms as your cruise goes on. I used to do this all the time. I used to purchase the free charm bracelet, one for me, one for my granddaughter, and then every day you'd go in and for a small amount you'd purchase a charm and then you'd have the whole bracelet. Well, where are those bracelets now? Sitting in my jewelry box, never to be worn by my granddaughter. I don't even know why she'd want one. She doesn't even wear that kind of stuff. And I never wear mine. I might wear it on a cruise ship, but I usually don't. All these free items you get, they just sit there. The same thing with going into ports. The cruise ship will give you a paper or something saying, go into this, Diamonds International store and get a free charm, a free Christmas ornament. Then once they get you in there, it's very hard to get out because they are hard trying to sell you on other items. So it's just not worth it to me. It's a waste of time, especially in the ports. You spend all your time going from shop to shop to get your free item, which is not even worth it, and I never use. So just be careful of that. I know a lot of people want to get their free items, but just think about it. Are you going to use that again? Are you really ever going to use that item that you're hunting for all over the port to go in and get this little free charm that has the name of the jewelry store on it, and you're never going to use it? So beware of that. Number 6 is your cruise card tracks more than you think. It may look like just a plastic card to get you in your room or buy you a drink or whenever you're buying items on the ship, but it's way more than that. That tracks all your transactions. That tracks what you're doing, if you're on the ship, if you're off the ship. If you're complaining a lot to a bartender or anyone on the ship, they're going to report that on their little system, which goes on that card. So that tells them, oh, this person's a complainer. Beware of this person. They complain a lot. Or it might say things like, this is a very kind person. They tip me a lot. Be nice to them. And then you're going to be treated, a lot better than if you complain a lot. So it does track everything about you. So just beware of that. Number 7 is cameras. Yes, I'm sure most people know this if you've cruised, but if you've never cruised before, there are cameras all over the ships in public areas. This is no secret to people that have cruised. They're not there to watch your every single move. They're there for safety and liability protection. It helps to settle disputes, or it would help find thefts if something's stolen where the cameras are, and to maintain peace. You've heard of all these fights that can break out on a cruise ship. Well, they're usually on camera, and that alerts the security to get there right away. So always assume that in public areas there's cameras and they're being monitored. So be on your best behavior. Don't do anything bad. Number 8 is shore excursions. Now, shore excursions are highlights for many cruisers, but many first cruisers and other cruisers don't realize that some of the shore excursions are not created equally. Some are run by third-party vendors. Even ones that the cruise ships may be offering you are a third-party vendor, nothing to do with the cruise ship. And with limited insurance, or they have rushed schedules, or questionable safety standards, especially in less regulated ports. Former crew members have said things like an injury or delays may not be covered by the cruise line, even if you book through them. It might be your responsibility. So make sure what you can do is check out these vendors, get the name of the vendor that's offering this excursion, and look them up on Google or like TripAdvisor, and check into if they have liability insurance and what the reviews are on these vendors to make sure you're getting a good, trip. Or in some walkable ports, you may just want to walk to the beach, save some money. It'll be cheaper, it'll be relaxing and safer. And just do your research on these excursions, even ones through the cruise line, because they're not the cruise line doing these. It's the cruise line hiring vendors to do these. So just check into it. Number 9, a hidden world of crew life below deck. Now, I don't know if you've ever I've watched videos from a lot of the crew members that actually film their cabins and their crew area and things like that, where they eat and everything. As a passenger, we can enjoy the sea breeze, delicious meals, and well-made beds and really comfortable and never think about it. But life below for the crew, while passengers are sipping their cocktail by the pool, these hard-working crew members are sharing a very, very small cabin, usually with 2 or 3 people in it. Unless they're a higher-up supervisor or something, they may get a cabin by themselves. Usually they're with other people, with no windows in them, very, very small, like in a bunk bed. They work 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, sometimes for months without getting a day off. Yet they always smile, greet you by name, and try to keep you happy. That's because they are trained to make your cruise feel effortless, even when they're so tired. So just remember what this crew member goes through, and I have never run into a crew member or problem with them. They have always been nothing but kind and helpful, and I just have praise for every crew member I've ever ran into before. So treat them with kindness, tip them fairly, say thank you, and respect their time. And, the cruise requires tips, but you can go take those away at the end. And I know people that don't feel it's right to tip at all. But think of all this work they do, how hard they do. I would never take away their tips unless it was something really, really bad that happens. But if you take away the tips, you're not just taking it away for one person. You're taking it away for all the people it covers, like your dining room, your cabin steward, bartenders, so on. So just remember, be kind, and they'll be kind back to you. Number 10 is hidden spaces that most cruisers never discover. Now, one of the joys of cruising is the sense of adventure. Besides the pools and buffets, there are usually secret spots on board that most cruisers never find. Things like private tucked away nooks or lounges, private walkways and observation areas. We found some of these recently on Anthem of the Seas. I found one spot that was out of the adult solarium I had seen this on a video. Not many people knew about it. I do have a video on it. And you could go out the solarium, and it was like a wing off the ship that overlooked into the water. And when the North Star hung over top of the ship, you could see it hanging there, and you had a really good view right there. Also, to the solarium, there was a secret hallway that went into the solarium behind it from a deck of cabins that kind of like a back door to the solarium that I never saw anybody use because most people don't know about it. And then there was one other area that was kind of a secret glass stairs area. It was up by the kids club, and it just looked like you were going to go down regular steps, but at the bottom of those regular steps was a glass area looking down from, I think, deck 14 or 16 all the way down to the bottom. And most people didn't know that either. So there are these little hidden areas, usually quiet spots for reading or relaxing. Ask your crew members. Ask them if they know of any of these spots, or if you're looking for a quiet spot. Ask them if they know of somewhere, that not many people go to, or ask them where is the best place to look for a sunset. A lot of times there are these secret spots, like on certain decks you don't even know. You might go out on a door, and you might be in a secret area towards the front that nobody even knows about, and you might get a great view there. So just ask some crew members. They'd be happy to tell you. Explore the ship. Walk all around the decks. I walk all along because I'm usually filming all these areas, and that's how I find a lot of these places. Number 11, the rewards of being a great passenger. Here's something cruise lines don't print in the brochures. They are earned. Cabin stewards often go the extra mile for guests that treat them kindly and keep their room neat. They really appreciate that if you just straighten up your room a little bit before you leave it. Don't leave clothes thrown all over your room, all over your bed, the counters, shoes everywhere. It makes it very difficult for your cabin steward to clean up. They don't really want to touch your things, and they're trying to clean around them, and it's really difficult for them. I always pick up everything before we leave the cabin. So just try to have courtesy for your cabin attendant. Straighten things up before you go. Don't leave it like a pigsty. I have seen that. I have videos on that and pictures, and it's just terrible. Bartenders may give you a little extra pour because you have tipped them with a smile. You're always there every day with the same bartender. You talk and you're happy. That gets you a good review. And guest services will remember the passengers that were calm and patient when things were hectic, instead of the passengers that are there yelling and screaming at them. So just be happy like these crew people try to treat you. Treat them nicely back. Just be nice. Crew talk and kindness get noticed more than complaints. So if you're really nice, the crew will talk among themselves, and it gets put on your profile and lets the people know that you're kind. So if you love cruising, be kind to all the cruise people, other passengers, and you'll have a wonderful time. So there you have it. Some things you may have not known about cruising. Some of the things that former cruise members talk about. If you liked my video today, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel. It doesn't cost anything, and you can always unsubscribe if you want to, but it really helps me out. So thank you for stopping by today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again real soon on my channel, The Golden Traveler. Bye for now.